My name is Dmitry Evstafeev. I'm a violist. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. A good reason for a young musician to come to Madeline Island is that it's a great opportunity to get chamber music experience, something that a lot of young people don't normally get, in a really, really supportive environment, surrounded by other musicians who are doing the same thing, and surrounded by teachers who want to help you. It's a really great place. Madeline Island is different from other programs in that you only focus on string quartet playing and chamber music, and because of that focus you get much farther in depth into those areas of study than you would normally at some other camp. There are 4 professional string quartets that come in, and then other faculty from other schools that teach. You get to work with one teacher from every string quartet every week. I think it's that what you get out of it, the smiles on people's faces, you know that you worked for that, and it's really gratifying.
My name is Michelle Shin and I play the violin. I'm from New Jersey. In Madeline Island, the age range is very broad, from 14 to, in my case, 20, and we've seen 22-year-olds. And something that's very common amongst all of us seems like everyone is as enthusiastic about their own particular projects, their own pieces. And really, I don't see a difference between the youngest and the oldest. Yeah, especially since we are a preform group, there have been younger students that come up to us and talk to us, ask us how we got together, what we do differently, what they could actually take from our experience, and that was very cool. We got to tell them some things that we experienced along the way that they'll inevitably be going through. I think the energy that everyone feeds off of each other helps you kind of motivate yourself, and you come out of it feeling more, I don't know, nourished. I can't take any credit and say I feel I've improved, but my dad tells me I did. And that's the most prestigious praise I can think of. Oh, the staff are very, very friendly there. They feel like family, especially if you stay there for 4 weeks. It's very sad to say goodbye. For sure, the staff, the faculty there, they are what drew me in personally. All the big names that you get to work so personally with. My parents' influence to start, but once I started, I really couldn't think of anything else that was as gratifying as working towards one goal and actually achieving it. You get to work with people, have the same goals, and you try to convey everything you've worked for, and if you get a great reaction from the audience, it's the best feeling. After coming back from Madeline Island, I really realized the difference in our approach to rehearsal. I think that's what we really learned the most from the different faculty members there. We're thinking more musically, less technically, and I think in some aspects that's more beneficial than what you might get from other camps where it's, you know, who's the better player. It's not that kind of atmosphere in Madeline Island. Oh, definitely. I would most definitely recommend Madeline Island. It's an experience, and the memories you get from there, the connections you get, it's going to serve me well, I think. So you get excited to go to Madeline Island because it's an island, and you get on the ferry and it's such a nice ride there, and you get there, the woods, everything seems a little brighter. I don't know, the leaves are greener, and it's the best, I think. For the location, yeah, that I felt so peaceful and relaxed while I was there. It was awesome balance, from the stressful workload and the fun you get to have on the island.
My name is Lucinda Chu. I'm from Los Angeles and I play the violin. I think I get that question a lot from people, but I have yet to find the one reason why I'm doing music, but there's this instinct inside me that just tells me it's right. The way we express music to the audience, how intimate emotions are, it triggers emotions and feelings, and it's just very personal, and I love interacting with people, and I think this is a very special and effective way of communicating with people through music. And I always, I don't know where I heard this from, but someone mentioned to me, if you imagine movies without background music, it's completely different story. You wouldn't want to watch a movie like that. It's not as exciting. So I think this example is a perfect example to describe why music is very important in our lives, which we don't notice every day, but I love doing what I'm doing. The faculty at Madeline Island? Yeah, amazing faculty. They're all world-class players, and it's rare to be able to go to a music camp with 4 different string quartets coaching you every day and just nurturing you with such great information and knowledge. And we established such close relationships with the faculty. They're not actually teachers to us, but we become almost friends, and we would have lunch together, and we would sit in the same table to talk, and I think it's a wonderful experience. If someone have a chance to go to Madeline Island, they should definitely go. It's one of my best experience and most musically enriching experience I've ever had. I think it's beautiful. Coming from Los Angeles, I've grown up in a city and just busy streets every day, and this summer is a really different change and a great change. It's beautiful trees everywhere, and weather's great, and I think I had a lot of fun there. We're on an island surrounded by many trees and birds. It's just so peaceful, and definitely help me calm down when I'm stressed out, and I think it's perfect. Having 4 different quartets coming to Madeline Island to help us work on this one big project is really memorable experience, because let's say Ariana come here to work on the first movement of this quartet that we're playing. They will feed us all these ideas for the entire movement, and then the next week Jupiter comes, and we would see how differently they would play the piece compared to Ariana's, and they would tell us to change its specific spots, different musical ideas. And I think what we learned the most from that is that there are so many different ways in expressing music, and in the end, as a quartet, you have to decide on what you want to do and what feels the best for you to express your musicality to the audience. So in the end, as a quartet, we found our own ways of conveying what we want to say about the piece, and we each found our own voice.
That's good. How do you play?
Hi, my name is Timothy Marr. I'm a cellist, and I'm originally from Seattle, Washington. Bringing us together as a preformed group is an interesting story. I guess a few of us, the members, me, Lucinda, and Dimitri, we actually all found each other just in our freshman year, college. We're still trying to find people to play music with, and all of us were really interested in playing chamber music, so we just naturally came together, found other people who were really looking into playing chamber music, formed as a trio first, but there's not really much of a repertoire for trio, so we decided we'd like to have another violinist added to our group so we could have a string quartet. And the school assigned Michelle to our group, and together we became the Center Street Quartet. And a few years later, so we're in our 3rd year at Peabody now, in our junior years, we decided we wanted to go to a camp that would really inspire us to push ourselves to the next level, to get us ready for the real world as a quartet. And Madeline Island was the perfect place for us because the faculty that they bring in is just incredible, and as a group that really wants to be serious, just seeing actual quartets up close was really inspiring for us and showed us what it's going to be like the next level. The faculty at Madeline Island is incredible. It's unlike any other summer camp that I've been to or really have even heard of. Every week they bring in a new professional string quartet to work with, and you get to get coachings from them every single day. And it's just the depth of a work that you get to do with each quartet is just, it's unparalleled. And for us as a group that really wanted to be serious and really push ourselves, it was a really great environment to be working in. I think one of the most important skills to have as a musician, and even just as a normal person, is the ability to work with other people. Just every day, we have to do something that involves working with other people, being more understanding, and just being able to react to other people. And I think that's one of the most important skills that we really developed at Madeline Island. Being in such close quarters for 4 weeks, working together every single day of the week, multiple hours of rehearsals and coaching, it really taught us to just work together, and that all of us have the same goal. We're all working to play music. We all want the best results. So anything that anybody brings to the group is worth investigating, worth trying out. Even though you may not feel the same way about a certain passage in a piece, it doesn't hurt to try it because the other person suggested it because they really want it to make the best music possible. Well, for me, I've thought about this a lot, of why do I go into music? For me, it's about connections. I think music is one of the most, is like the only art form that you can have this amount of connection with people, with others' emotions, just connecting to things in the past, especially for chamber music. Being able to work together with musicians so closely it's all about connections for me. Being able to connect with an audience through music, being able to connect to others, just bringing a smile to their face, tear to their eye. It's an incredible experience.
When you work?
Yes, working in a serious preformed quartet is an interesting situation, because in the end you become so close. It's almost as if you're like family, and with family you have all the ups and downs, the things that you realize that maybe wouldn't have bothered you just as a normal friend, those things that could really get under your skin, but you have to learn to deal with each other and just work together to produce music. And that's what I guess brings us together as a quartet, is no matter what may bother us about somebody else or what we really like, in the end it's all about the music, and that's what brings us together.
Can you? Well, we were roommates. We're not roommates anymore, but there was an interesting experience last year when it makes me very proud of my cellist, but he sometimes sleep talks, and I heard him one day saying, "No, please, I have rehearsal." And it was a very proud moment for me as a quartet musician.
So over the years, I think our rehearsals techniques have changed quite a bit. At the very beginning, as 4 freshmen at college, you're very aware of not wanting to hurt anybody's feelings or get into any touchy subjects. So at first we were actually very polite with each other. We just suggest things politely, and if it didn't work, it didn't work.
But now we know our boundaries now, and so we can be pretty tough on each other when we need to be. If somebody's playing out of tune, I'm going to tell them they're playing out of tune. But we all know that each other are going to do that for each other. So we're all expecting the best from each other, in hopes that we make the best music. And now we mainly talk about musical ideas and how we can shape those, rather than this passage is not in tune, we need to work it until we're dead.
Though we still do that.
We still do that, but...
We stay away from each other when we're at home.
We
Yeah.
make sure we have our, we let each other have their own privacy, which is very important, which is also why I think it works out that we're in the same quartet and roommates.
And we don't fight. We don't interact much at home. So we used to waste a lot of time trying to talk around the topics we wanted to convey, but we had to consider other people's feelings, and especially since we just met, we wouldn't actually say what we want to say. After Madeline Island, I think we learned to feel comfortable expressing all we had to, and that just sped up things so much. We get things to the point and done. I think that's the most,
There's this trust now amongst the four of us, which is very important, I think. We all know everyone has the best intentions, and to not take what other people say personally. And I think these days we're much more effective in rehearsal. We try to put most of our sentences in a more positive way. So instead of saying you're flat, we would say, can you play sharper there?
Or if your flat doesn't work, we say, I think we're all out of tune, and not point to someone, because that can be hurtful. So we say we should work on intonation, and that works for everyone.
Yeah. And sometimes through that, we discover that maybe it is not just one person who is out of tune. We find what we're doing wrong ourselves as well.
Is intonation the hardest thing to talk about?
Intonation is the worst possible thing.
It's the most work, requires the most drill.
You could drill it, it won't be there. It's luck. No, it's not luck. That makes us sound bad. It's not luck, guys, it's skill.
But it's, for me personally, it's one of the most stressful things, because we can spend 30 minutes on just 4 measures of intonation and we would get it perfect. And the next day we come back to rehearsal, it's gone. So you have to keep doing it every single day just to keep the level up.
Rhythm.
Fortunately, we don't have too much trouble with rhythms, but
it's keeping up the flow of the piece that's very difficult. We can just fizz out. Is that the right term?
How did you feel about your tempos today in the Schubert?
Fast. It was fast. It was exciting. It got me moving, but it was a little uncomfortable at the beginning.
But it was a lot of fun, and I think it got everyone excited with us.
Yeah. People had said to me, I've never heard that last word so fast.
Oh, that's good. That's a compliment.
I took a little breath myself. Did you feel like you planned the tempo? Was that the plan?
Yeah, that was a planned tempo. Was that fast?
We played it faster.
Yeah, we've been pushed to it much faster. Shout out to Gershon. Ariel Quartet. Sorry, we couldn't take your tempo. It's impossible.